In this tutorial, we'll see what is Ansible facts and how to use that in the playbook. By default, Ansible gathers the information of the target host. We can disable that using gather facts false option in the playbook. Based on the device type and connection details, Ansible executes certain command on the device and gathers the facts. These facts can be used for taking decisions on the task execution. Here we can see one example. Based on the device type, we can execute the task. Now let us take a look into the documentation of Ansible facts. So here also we can see this will be gathering the operating system details, IP address, the file system details, etc. And here we can see one example as well. Now we'll write a playbook for gathering the facts. I'll go to VS Code. I'll give the name for the play here, Ansible facts demo. And first we'll try to run it on localhost. And we can verify the inventory. I'll be using this inventory. And here the Ansible connection local is for the local test host. Then I'll add the task. In all the previous examples, we were giving gather facts false. Here the default value is true. So here I'll just try to print the facts. Ansible underscore facts. Save it. Ansible playbook 10_01. And we'll try running the playbook. So you can see here by default it is trying to gather the facts and we are getting the host information. And if it is not able to scroll the entire data, what you need to do is we need to go to File, Preferences, Settings, and here we need to search for Terminal Rollback. Click on Workspace and increase the value. The default value was 1000. If you give 1000, save it, and if I try to run this again, clear the terminal. So now if we scroll up, we're not able to see the entire data. I'll change this to 10,000 and clear it, and we'll try running again. So now we'll be able to see entire data. We can use this option, and from here we'll try to fetch some details. For example, if you want to see the distribution of this particular operating system, and I'll press here Shift-Alt-Up-Arrow, and here I'll give distribution, Shift-Alt-Up-Arrow. Here I'll give hostname, interfaces, save it. We will try running this again. So now here we are getting the distribution of this operating system. It is Ubuntu and the host name is ubuntu-vm. We can see here. Then this is having 3 interfaces. Same way, if you want to access the facts of the routers, so here I already have a group called routers. So these values are available only for Linux distribution and all. Save it, and we'll try to check the facts available for Cisco routers. Save it, and under routers I have 3 routers. So it will try to connect to all these 3 routers and get the Ansible facts. Now this is the facts of R2. It is giving net_hostname, net image, iOS type. Based on the model or any other parameter, you can even write some conditions. Now if you look into this particular router R3, its net model is CSR1000V, and for R1 and R2 it is IOSV. We'll try to write a condition for this, and if you want to disable it, we need to give gather facts false. Now I'll comment this task, configure CSR 1000V interface. First we need to put that iOS module, cisco iOS.iOS interfaces. We have used this module earlier. Under that we need to put config, then the name of the interface, gigabit Ethernet 1 is the interface available for R3. We can verify that. Here I'll log into R3. This is the management interface for this router. Here we will add a description. We'll give description from Ansible facts. Then I'll register this to int conf. Here I'll debug message equal to int conf, and here we'll try to put a condition now. When space ansible_facts dot, and we can see here the net model name is coming here, net_model. I'll give that net_model equal to, and then we need to give the string of R3's model. Copy this, put it here. Later we have a dedicated session on the loops and conditionals. That time we'll see the details about when. Now we are just trying to learn Ansible facts. We'll save the playbook here. Before that we can verify show run interface gigabit 1, and this doesn't have any description configured. So I'll try running the playbook now. So now this is trying to gather the facts. And it is skipping the configuration for R1 and R2. We can see the skipped true here. And for R3 it is configuring this interface. We can see the command it configured description, and then here we have this description from Ansible facts. It is configuring only this device. Now if you want to configure even other devices, you can even put based on the device type, like we can give VIOS, or we can give, if it is not equal to CSR1000V, then it will configure all the other devices. I'll put description for iOS V and CSR1000V. Save it. Now we'll try running this. Now the task will fail for other devices because that doesn't have this interface naming. So here for these two routers, the interface name is 0/0. We'll try running again. So for the first task, it is skipping R1 and R2. And for the second task, it is skipping R3. Now we'll see how to handle these two logics into one task. There are multiple ways to handle this. Here what we'll do, we'll create a variable under group vars routers. I will create a new file. I will call this mgmt.int.yml. So for all the routers, by default it will try to load these variables. So inside this I will create a dictionary. I'll call this mgmt int list. Then for each net model I'll create another dictionary here, iOS-v. I will add name here. The name is gigabit Ethernet 0/0, and description, we can give any name here. It doesn't have to be name and description. I will call this iOS-v description from variable file. Copy this. And this one I will call 𝗚𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏, and this should be exactly same as the device net model. Later we are going to call this variable here. So here v is going to be capital and interface name is going to be 1, and here I will call this 𝗚𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 description. Save the file. In the playbook, we'll copy this task. We will comment the previous 2 tasks. We'll call this configure routers. Now we don't need this when condition, and these 2 datas are going to be variables. In Ansible we can use get for getting the details from the dictionary. And if you're a beginner in programming, I would suggest you to use these methods initially. In the later lessons we'll learn all these other options in detail. Here I'm just demonstrating how dynamically we can use the data. So here we just need to put the Jinja2 context, and here the variable name is mgmt interface list. Paste it here. Dot. From there we need to get the details of net model name. So that net model name we were getting here, ansible facts dot net model. So we'll try to get that detail here, and we look into this dictionary, and this is having 2 keys, name and description. So we can give dot name here. So I'll save it and we'll try running this particular task. So here it is trying to load this variable, and from this variable it is fetching this dictionary if it is iOS-v, and then it is taking these values. But here now in this example we are taking only this. After running this task we'll change even the description, because in the earlier example when we have given gigabit 1 for iOS-v we were getting error. So we'll try running the task again. So now this is even configuring R3 with this description, and here what we'll do, we will try to print only the commands, intfcont.commands, and this time we'll even try to change the description. For that, just copy, paste it, and here we need to change to description, and this description is coming from here. If it is iOS-v it will take this, and for CSR1000v it will take this description. Save it. Now we'll try running this again. Now it is configuring devices based on its device type. R1 and R2 it is giving description iOS V, and for CSR 1000V it is adding this description. Now if you want to add another platform, we just need to go and update only this particular file. This task will automatically configure any device. In this way we can simplify the task using Ansible facts.